Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SARIM's podcast. My name is Zehra Naqvi, and I am the Senior Research Associate at South Asia Research Institute for Minorities, as well as Minority and Women's Rights Advocate. At SARIM, we committed to advance the rights and the voices for the marginalized communities across South Asia. Today, we are honored to have with us Roudrajjal Dasgupta, the independent researcher and the editor of the book Beyond Dalit Women, Indian Media and Multidimensional Shades. First of all, congratulations on your book, Beyond Dalit Women, Indian Media and Multidimensional Shades. It is important and timely contribution to ongoing conversation on caste, gender, and representation. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
First of all, ma'am, thank you so much to you and your institute, South Asia Research for Minorities, for giving me this opportunity. Okay, I'm doing fine. Hope you too. And also, like, I would like to say, of course, a belated but a very happy and powerful International Women's Day to you as well, to all the women across the globe, as well as men, as well as queer, every one of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, could you start by telling about yourself and your journey? What inspired you to edit Beyond Dalit Women and the bring conversation about Dalit women media representation into one volume?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Actually, I'm from South Kolkata. Okay, I am Roudrajjal Dasgupta, and as you have already introduced me, so the thing is that the journey, of course, it's a long journey. Like if I start telling entirely, of course, it would take an entire day or two. But in a brief, that is, since my childhood, basically, I'm a huge fan of cinemas, the global cinemas, as well as theater. Okay, my mother, she's from the theater, theater background. Okay, she is associated with the Bengal theater since long, even the Bengal theater movement. So whatever I inherit from my mother, especially in terms of literature, in terms of theater. Okay. So, like apart from that, since my childhood, as I said, that I'm a huge fan of cinemas as well as the comic books. Okay. So whenever I used to watch any kind of movies, okay, whether mainstream movies or parallel cinemas, I used to see there the concept is always, it's good versus evil, the concept. Okay. And whenever I used to see that, okay, the evil forces, they are kind of suppressing, tormenting, okay, repressing a certain kind of people in our society, and like, of course, the protagonists, okay. And also, like, I would love to see that how, like, despite of all the torture and torments, how the protagonists, okay, they actually used to revolt, they used to take revenge, okay, on the villains. Okay. So all, like, since my childhood, all these tropes I have seen in cinemas as well as in comic books. Okay. So that's basically inspired me a lot. Okay, and of course, one of my favorite subgenre in global cinema is the vigilante justice. Okay, so again, as of course we all know that cinema is a mirror of the society and vice versa. So when actually, like when I was like during my entire socialization process or post socialization process during my high school, colleges, universities, when I came across several incidents and atrocities, okay, in the global society, in our country, in my state, okay, so that basically evoked me, okay, the kind of things that are going on in our society, especially the atrocities and atrocities on women, okay, because like everyday kind of a basis, if you see whatever atrocities are going on, okay, mostly women, okay, they are becoming the main like sufferer. Okay, they are getting exploited continuously. Women, of course, men are also getting exploited. Queer people are also getting exploited. But in terms of the larger sense, so women are getting like violence on women, against women. These kind of things are going on continuously. So all this evoked me that okay, like the kind of things are going on. So it's always like I think like it's much needed. Like if I can contribute something, okay, through terms of research, through terms of books, okay, in the global, not only academia, okay, but like to all the people, okay. So when my co-editor ma'am, Dr. Devjani, when we actually discussed regarding the theme of Beyond Dalit Women, okay, and Dr. Devjani, she being from the Dalit community, she being from the like being a researcher of on Dalit studies. Okay, when she narrated me, so I actually told her that okay, of course there are like if you see the entire Indian academia or like Dalit studies, you will see there are of course many like infinite works on Dalit. Okay, infinite works on marginalized people, on minorities. Okay, so I told her that why can't we bring some aspects of the popular culture, okay, so that we can reach to a larger like readers, okay, or consumers. Otherwise, every time if we work something from only the lens of so-called heavily theorized academic stuff, and also like it's not possible to everyone to get registered or like to consume that. So if we can bring some tropes of popular culture, okay, so like what it would be, then like we discussed, and then we basically how to say, like when then we said, okay, fine, now let's bring out something and let's term this as beyond Dalit women. Okay, so yeah, that's actually a journey in brief regarding this, my personal like journey experience and connecting with this book.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with us. It is really insightful to hear about your journey and the inspiration behind it. So, moving to the next question, the title Beyond Dalit Women is very interesting. So, what does beyond mean in the book? And what are the main themes or messages in the book that reader should know?
Yeah, definitely. That's really an interesting question. The thing is that, like, when I was discussing with Dr. Devjani regarding this, and when we came out with the call for paper, uh, a very common question I came across, many of my known people, many of my close ones, they asked me that why women? Okay, why Dalit women? Okay, why not men? Okay, so the main thing is that here I want to address one thing, that as we have given this term beyond Dalit women. So beyond Dalit women basically means that it's not about only women. Okay, it's about those who are men, those who are gender fluid, those who have humanity at least. Okay, they all should know regarding women, because the main thing is that women, if we see, okay, the entire history, the entire tradition, the genesis, women, they are the creator. Okay, through women, we all humans are connected. Okay, all like people from other gender identity and aspects. Okay, so women, they are basically the genesis. Okay, so here basically celebrating women doesn't mean it's like we are demeaning any men or other people or other gender community. Okay, here we are basically celebrating women, and the way, like as I said, that every day when we come across the kind of atrocities that's happening on women. Okay, and as our main purpose is to like reach to the larger audience, so that's why like we have used many tropes of the popular culture in this particular book. Okay, and in this show, basically, we have tried to bring several segments of the popular culture, like the comic books, the pornography, the erotica, okay, the various forms of media, the various nuances of cinema. Okay, we have tried to bring. So that's why we have given this basic title, that is beyond Dalit women. Okay, okay. Like of course, during like selecting the title, we actually discussed a couple of things, couple of titles basically, but later we thought, okay, let's keep it a bit simpler. Okay, let's try to go beyond. Beyond means it should go like not only to Dalit women, it's beyond Dalit women, to each and every people of our, not only Indian society, global society as well. Okay, so like those who actually want to read this book, like as I said earlier, that there are umpteen of books on like Dalit literature from social science catering to the academy. But this book basically we have kept in mind that no, we don't want to address to the academic persons only. Those who are also not from academia, they can also read this book. They can also learn, okay, from this book. So that's why basically this title Beyond Dalit Woman.
Thank you for explaining it so well. And it really helped us to understand the deeper meaning of the title and the broader view of the book, of course. So, as the editor of the book, what was the most challenging and most rewarding part of bringing all these perspectives together? And also, what are the main challenges that Dalit women is still facing today?
Regarding the challenges, basically, okay, I want to like address your second part question first. To be honest, the challenges the women they're facing continuously in terms of our Indian society, in terms of our global society, continuously they're facing challenges. Okay, because there are like a lot of challenges that comes on women, especially. Okay, and then of course the other people from different gender identities, and especially if I say in our country, okay, like pre-independence, post-independence, till now, if you see each and every day the cases, the atrocities on women, it's actually increasing, and that texture and pattern it's actually evolving continuously. Okay, and like if you see since last few decades, the kind of atrocities on Dalit women, it happened. Okay, be it Unnao, Haktas, okay, even recently, like 1.5 years back in Bengal, Sandeshkhali incident. Okay, so each and everywhere, if you see the kind of the women, the marginalized women, okay, women from the Dalit community, be from the other minority communities, okay, in terms of religion also, the women are basically they are facing continuously. Okay. So this basically like this kind of situations need to be addressed. Okay, of course there are so many societal institutions are there, government are there, okay, but being like what I was discussing with my co-editor Dr. Devjan, that the kind of things that are happening we should at least address from the like academic lens, not only academic lens, by going beyond academy. Okay, and what I personally do believe that the entire system of the operation and suppression in the global level, okay, it's actually the same, it's evolving continuously. And those who are actually getting trapped in that the zone of exploitation suppression, they are actually becoming Dalits. Okay. So I do believe that every one of us, we are Dalits. Okay. Actually, when we are actually getting oppressed, suppressed, okay, we are becoming Dalits. Until and unless like you are enjoying that privilege, elements in life, that is something different. But we all are Dalits because we all know that in our life, each and every day, like if we see our life on an everyday basis, we are facing challenges continuously. Okay. We are getting trapped into the zone of exploitation, suppression. So that's the thing, of course. And another thing is that like while, formulating this book project, the challenge is that first me and Devjani we did discuss that first of all to cater a very sensitive topic like Dalit women, okay, on Dalit atrocities, especially on women, and that how to cater to the people, okay, or what kind of responses we'll get or not. We are like in a confusion, okay, because the kind of, as I said, the kind of like texture we tried to incorporate in our book Beyond Dalit Women by relating with the popular culture. Okay, so when basically we like share this call for paper, we are a bit skeptical that what would be the outcome. But to be honest, like we got a huge response, like more than 100 abstracts we got. Okay. And from there, we actually did select the best of the best 28 papers. Okay. Of course, that was a challenging. Again, at the same time, one challenge we faced that we actually thought that, okay, we would get a great response from the and like the exact Dalit community. Okay. But of course, we actually didn't get that kind of response. Okay. Of course, a couple of responses we got, no doubt in that. Couple of good papers we got, those were actually from the Dalit community. But of course, our aim was to reach the, like a bigger section of the Dalit community. Again, at the same time, if you see that not all Dalit communities are privileged, okay, in that sense till now, okay, and like the continuous sufferings, exploitations they're facing, okay, so it's not possible to come out, okay, and like to revolt every time. Of course, we were doing. I hope in future many more will come out. Okay, huge with a huge revolution in terms of academic revolution or social revolution. So these challenges actually we did face, and the rewarding thing is that like the responses, as I said, the responses we got, that is like beyond our expectation, imagination, and at the same time. Now also the kind of love and support we are getting, okay, that's like we're really grateful, like it's very tough to define in words this kind of feelings. Okay,
Yeah.
but of course, like working on this topic, it's of course there are of course a couple of challenges we did face. Okay, but we are happy that we are at least trying to overcome it, and we are hopeful that in future we will get more responses from people. And another thing that I do believe that like we always have to believe the hunter story only until and unless the lioness she can address properly. Okay. Otherwise, we have to
Yeah,
celebrate the hunters only. So that's
of
it.
course. Yeah. I totally agree with you, and thank you for sharing those reflections. It is important to hear about both the challenges and the meaningful impact. So, the next question is about on this International Women's Day. Sarim wants to highlight women rights and inclusion. So, for the listener who haven't read the book yet, could you please share why Beyond Dalit Women is important, especially for those who are interested in this type of media should read it?
Yeah. Look, to be very honest, ma'am, like I don't want to reveal much about the book. Okay. Because if someone wants to know about this book, it's better to grab it and read it. Okay. That would be much more like enriching. But of course, what I can say to you that, like, as the International Women's Day week is going on, celebration is going on globally. As I said, that each and everyday basis, if you see, there are a lot of challenges, okay, on women, especially. But if someone reads this book beyond Dalit women, I think they would get a new perception and perspectives, okay, of celebrating femininity. Okay. As I said, that the voice should come out, the voice should go on, okay, beyond the barriers, beyond the borders, okay, by eradicating all the stereotypical notion of caste, class, religion, okay, gender discrimination. Okay. So if someone reads this book, our book Beyond Dalit Women, I think they would get many new tropes and perspectives, which I think they can easily relate. Like if you just read some theoretical aspects on Dalit women or Dalit atrocity, so it's not possible for everyone to connect, okay, until and unless you're aware of that. But if you read this book, you will get many tropes from, as I say, from comic books, from cinemas, from theaters, okay. So the kind of like variation we try to put into this book, I think this would help not only the people or readers from India, but across the globe.
Uh, Thank you for highlighting that. To the audience, please do get the book. It's definitely worth reading. So the next question is about how do you think this book can help to change the mindset of the different people about these issues? And what message would you like to give the researchers and young activists, readers interested in this type of work?
Yeah. So, like, first of all, if someone they want to read this book, I think, of course, they would get some insights. Okay, that would basically them not only about Dalit women or the atrocities on Dalit women, but also like several nuances of atrocities. Okay, that is happening on Dalit women, and also like going beyond. Okay, and at the same time, as I said earlier, also that this book, it's not only for the academic people. Anyone can access it, can read it, even if they're not from the core field of academia. And again, at the same time, like I want to address that what I do personally believe that being a woman is a superpower. Okay, that's why there's a chapter we have put in this book. Okay, that's basically on a very underrated, unexplored, okay, Dalit superhero. Okay, as I said, I don't want to reveal much. Okay, so of course, these kind of like tropes we have tried to incorporate in this book, and of course, it would actually give you a very fresh aspect. Those who will read it, okay, those who really want to learn, okay, that what are the variations are there in terms of Dalit, okay. And to be very honest, ma'am, like especially in our country, working on many genre, it's not possible at all. Okay, it's very tough to get the responses, okay, like to reach out, okay, because like as I said that as I work on a couple of genres, for example, I work on several dimensions of gender sexuality, on several dimensions of media and pornography. Okay, so it's not possible to get the responses to reach out. But what we actually try to do that we actually try to bring those nuances into this Dalit woman. Okay, we try to relate it, we try to synchronize it. Okay, so that the larger readers or consumers they can actually get a fresh take.
Thank you so much for that full insights and for sharing important message with our listeners. Any other thing you want to highlight as we conclude this podcast?
Other thing, first of all, again, I want to say one thing that is, of course, International Women's Day week is going on. What I do believe that whether you celebrate Women's Day, Men's Day, Gender Fluid Day, first of all, you need to be a human. Okay?
Yeah,
You need to celebrate humanity first.
exactly.
Then only you can celebrate femininity, masculinity, gender fluidity. Okay.
Yeah,
And so I do believe that, like, in the midst of the war, chaos, okay, our day to day struggle, okay, I think the book Beyond Dalit Women, this kind of book, it would basically try to give you a new notion to think,
yeah,
to learn, to relearn. Okay. And also, like, to all the readers, those who are actually enjoying the book, those who want to read this
yeah.
book, please do read. Okay. Of course, if everything goes well, I was actually discussing with ma'am, with my co-editor, ma'am, the Jenny ma'am, that we are actually planning to bring a sequel version of it, a 2.0 version of Beyond Dalit Women. So let's see. Of course, the kind of love and responses we are getting, it's like overwhelming. So that's a thing, ma'am. And also, like as I said, a huge thanks to SARIM, to you. Like you have given us this opportunity, to express the notions regarding this book.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Das Gupta. Thank you once again for joining us today and for sharing those valuable
Thank you so much, ma'am.
insights on Beyond Dalit Women, Indian Media, and Multi-Dimension Shades, and the broader issue of caste, gender, and representation. Thank you for our listener for tuning in to the SARIM's podcast. Stay connected with us for the more conversation on minority rights, gender, justice, and inclusive dialogue. Please do read the book. It's offer valuable insights. Until next time, this is Zehra Naqvi from Sarim signing off. Thank you so much. Wish you a very happy day.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.